So day 2 of our Alberta trip, waking up at 7 a.m. to head out for Lake Louise and Banff. But first, can't go wrong with a breakfast at McDonald's.
Rise and shine with the golden arches. Okay, here we go, breakfast time.
After that, we got in the car, and along the way I was surprised to see the ski jump ramp from the Calgary Winter Olympics back in 1988. We drove along and made a quick stop in the quaint town of Canmore for some lunch.
Okay, here we are in Canmore for a little pit stop. You can see this place looks really nice. We're trying to cross the street here to get to the Rocky Mountain Bagel Company. Looks like a pretty popular spot. Looks like this place is more popular than we thought. We might be here for a while.
We ended up waiting about 15 minutes from the time we lined up to ordering. While we did that, we got to get a good look at the menu they have up by the entrance. It's highly rated on Google with over 2,000 reviews. Apparently every night their bakers start from scratch and make over 150 dozen of their artisan mountain-style bagels in-house at their Bow Valley Trail location here in Canmore. The atmosphere inside feels really cozy and appears to have decent space. If we had time, I could imagine spending a good amount of time here, especially on a colder day as it was when we were there.
Hi. I'll do the Eggo on the rosemary sea salt and one, which one was it? Bagel Garden on maple.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
After placing our order, we waited around 10 more minutes before getting our food and headed back to the car to continue our drive.
This one is the Bagel Garden on maple bread. And I got the Eggo on rosemary salt bread. Mine's a lot more simpler, but tastes really good. Thank you.
So here we arrived at the parking lot for the Lake Louise ski resort and summer gondola and hopped onto the shuttle bus that we reserved that would take us from here to Lake Louise. Initially, when we had arrived at the parking lot, I realized we didn't actually buy a Banff National Park pass. All we had was a shuttle bus pass that would take us from this parking lot at the ski resort to Lake Louise. This was a complete oversight on our part, and I was pretty worried about leaving the car in the parking lot as you needed a receipt to leave on the dash of the vehicle. I spoke to the shuttle bus attendants and they advised me that even if I left my car here without a ticket, I can still buy one from the kiosk machine in Lake Louise where we were going to go with the bus. Once we return to the car, just make sure to put it on the dash. A note for others in case they run into this situation. The lady did say if I get a ticket in the meantime, just take my proof of purchase receipt to the visitor center after and explain the situation and they should give me a refund. So once you arrive at the parking lot for Lake Louise, I was told to go to this kiosk machine by the washroom building and get my day pass there. After doing so and spending our time in Lake Louise for a little bit over an hour, I was fortunate to not have had a ticket when we got back to the car. For the hour we did stay there to check things out, I do have to say I was a bit let down at the amount of snow that was still there for mid-May. Of everywhere we had gone so far, Lake Louise was the one spot with the most snow. Everywhere else looked like spring, unlike here. The lake, as you can see, was still covered in snow for the most part and frozen as well. The view is still a beautiful one, but not the view that most people come for compared to the ones you see in the summertime. I was a bit surprised at the amount of people here, but I take maybe they also were not expecting this weather. And if there were this many people here now, I can only imagine how packed it gets in the summer months. Would I recommend coming here in mid-May? Personally, no. At least the weather is comfortable compared to the summer heat, but the view is underwhelming in this season. Coming from BC, I can say I have seen already similar lake and mountain views like this, but for someone who never has, maybe they will still enjoy it plenty regardless of the season, if they can't see something like this from wherever they are coming from.
Now we're just stopped at a little visitor center here between Lake Louise and the ski resort where we took our bus from, checking it out a bit. So this is what the gondola looked like before. Wow. Scary. Taking one of these. They've come a long way with these. Here we have what they look like now. You see on the inside. Or at least similar to what they look like now. This one still looks a little old as well.
I have to say our quick stop at the visitor center turned into almost 1 hour just because of the sights and sounds here. Inside the visitor center there was some educational displays and a souvenir shop.
Kind of like Roots. Similar. And this guy's cute. Beaver.
And we were pleasantly surprised to see a bunch of ground squirrels running around here too, and would even come close enough to you.
ちょっとね。はい。はい、どうぞ。You can have a little bit. Thanks for saying hi. Nice. Man, what a nice day. You got the mountains in the back, you got a nice rushing river. Beautiful atmosphere. And the water is very clear. Let's touch it. Probably very cold though. Ooh, very cold. Not swimmable, but very nice.
The view at this river and bridge was a nice surprise too. Before leaving, we took a couple of shots of the welcome signs and headed out towards Banff next.
Alright, here we are in Banff downtown. Took about 30-35 minutes from Lake Louise to get here. And now we're just going to take a look around here. So this is Cascade Shops. Looks like a bit of a shopping center here with a food court, as they say. And here we have a X-style crossing like in Shibuya. You can go in any direction you want, except this is a small version of it. Cross that way too. That's funny. Oh, this looks like a nice road. Here they got a church as well. Here's a nice view of the corner we were just at crossing. Oh, and here's McDonald's in Banff. Actually looks pretty neat. Old school looking style, very lodge looking. Maybe stop for coffee here. But the inside is just like any other McDonald's. So this is a pretty big one. Let's take a look around. Oh, actually it's kind of nice. They got a little fireplace. Bunch of seating here. Thank you.
This is the only McDonald's I've ever seen that offered its dine-in customers dedicated reusable tableware. You get food and drinks in these durable, washable containers that you then return to a specific collection bin inside the restaurant before you leave. I found out Banff is the only location in Canada running this program. Places like France have completely overhauled their dine-in experience by implementing reusable plastic burger boxes, fry containers, and cups embedded with tracking tech to ensure they get returned and sanitized. I gotta say, this would have been quite a unique souvenir to take home. After that cool unexpected find, we decided to go check out a nice short trail about half an hour from the McDonald's to get to Bow Falls. The sound of the strong rushing water towards the falls was very soothing as we walked along the trail. Once we returned to the town from the trail, we enjoyed walking around looking at some shops along the way, and later in the day we decided to check out the Cascade shops we saw when we first arrived to get a meal before heading out soon. They had some selections I hadn't seen in BC, but I settled for a filling bowl of teriyaki chicken from Edo. We took one final look outside of the main core and also wanted to show that Banff Elementary School probably has the nicest view of any school anywhere. See you on the next one and enjoy the inspiring view of the Rockies as we drive back to Calgary.